Raboisai! If you forgot Tzvi's Heimer last night, there's a guy in Shul tonight, he goes, Oi! That's the Chazan, that was me, actually. Hayoim Tisha V'Arboim Yoim. The guy next to me didn't think it was funny, but somebody else. Like, imagine that guy. You made it for 48 days. Hayoim Tisha V'Arboim Yoim. Sheim Shevuos Shevuos Lo'imer Ba'oimer. Write in if this is the first time that you did Tzvi's Heimer, or maybe the third time, but it helped. These things helped. Yishikoyach to Nehemiah Seltzer and his chevra. Today we have an unbelievable shir. It's going to be one of those shirim you're going to remember. And this is a very sad email over here. Moshe Gedaliah's father passed away 10 years ago. The Yortzeit is tomorrow, Gimel Sivan. You have to understand, Moshe's father passed away when he was a year old. He wanted so bad for him to learn and love Torah, and it was such a tragedy when he passed, and it was clear it wouldn't be him learning with Moshe Gedaliah. David Yisrael Ben Chaim could somehow learn with him from Shamayim. And look, it happened. Thank you so much, MDY. Moshe Gedaliah Shavoni Biton from Miami, Florida. Here he is, Moshe Gedaliah, with his Gemara, learning Torah. And here is Moshe Gedaliah's father holding him, because he's a twin with his sister. Very sad, very, very sad. So we really hope that Moshe Gedaliah is going to continue learning with us and steiging, give his father a lot of nachas and shamayim. Yitzchak Haddad, he's over here in a weekend in the Kinar, which, by the way, we're doing a Shabbaton. And for those of you who can't get rooms when it goes online, don't worry, next year we'll do it in a larger place. There's only about 150 rooms. We don't think it's going to last for more than a few hours online. That's the fear. Yitzchak Haddad Rechasim. Here he is, learning. Shalom Aleichem. You look like a guest. What's your name? From where? Monsignor, Shalom Aleichem. Really? New and? Which one is better?
Let's find out by then.
All right, what do we have? You're a guest, Shtickle?
I'm Shtickle, yes.
Shalom Aleichem. What's your name?
Cheskefeld.
Cheskefeld from?
Originally from England.
And you live here now? Beitar. Oh.
I slept him off.
Yeah, you slept him. There's more people from Beitar than from Beit Shemesh.
More from England than America.
Huh? So you're new? No, you're not new. How about Yossi Saunders? You saw your article in the Ami?
I went to 4 shops, I couldn't find it anywhere.
Really?
They obviously heard about your column and pulled it out.
Somebody has the extra Ami magazine. Oh, Shalom Aleichem, what's your name? We love guys with hats, you know that. Not during shir, but whatever. Huh? Where is he shver from where? Where are you from?
Manchester, England.
Shalom Aleichem. You didn't tell me I have a shver from Manchester, England. Givaldik. Okay. You came in a perfect shir, let me tell you. This is the place where they do a shir in Yerushalayim. And there was 30 people here the first day. It's a beautiful place. Moshe Zek sent it in. Ari Katz. Good morning, my boys. Adir. I'm 14 years old. I started doing the Daf Yomi at the beginning of Sechet Makis. I'm proud to say I've not missed a day since I started. I want to thank you for sending out this room every day for everyone to watch and learn from. And it's the peak of my day. Thank you very much, Rebelli, and all the editors. Oh, we have with us today Kobe Goldschmidt. He's our Hebrew editor. And he, from his own money, he gets a salary from us, and he gave back 20 Gemaras. So far we have about 400 Gemaras in Hebrew. I have no idea how many English ones. We need at least 1,000 Gemaras in English. We're doing 1,000 Gemaras in Hebrew, so we have 400, and we're very short on whatever. And people say, what does MDY need money for? All the time. It's mamish, that's the thing. So let Stefansky pay for everything. It's over $2 million a year. And this is one of the reasons. Because if we get stuck here with only raising 100, 200 Gemaras in English, it's all going to come out of MDY pocket. Yishkoyach Kobe. The first time the Rebbe of Tosh Took a domestic flight in Canada in first class. He suddenly noticed an important yid sitting next to him. The Rebbe asked his attendant that he wanted to speak with him. The Gabbai realized that the Rebbe was seeing himself in a mirror and tried to explain to him. The Rebbe didn't understand that he's seeing his own reflection because he's never seen his own reflection in a mirror. But there's actually a picture that goes along with the story. That's why I'm reading it. Otherwise, I would say it's not true. Here it is. He's looking at a mirror in a first class seat. Like, who's that guy over there? Let me speak to him. This is beautiful. Guess which Gemara is more used? The one on the left is actually a cake that this person's mother. My son is 15 years old in yeshiva, and every ben is manim. He has difficulty keeping to the learning schedule. So when I heard about the father and son program, I was thrilled. Again, a tremendous yishur koach to Dove Harris and whoever else is behind it. The father and son is all over the world. In fact, somebody from America, I think, won that the flight to come to Eretz Yisrael to see a live share. So we learned the daf together every day. We enjoyed every daf, especially love the 3D animations, specifically daf Chof, because he's a barber in his free time. I guess there's some pictures there about a barber. Thank you so much for this idea. Attached is a picture of my cake, of the cake my wife made for Shevuos to celebrate another Masala. That's a beautiful cake to have for Shevuos. You see that? Mamish looks, look at this. Like the pages look torn and worn. It's gewaldig. To celebrate another Masala learning in honor of the holiday of Kabbalah HaTorah, signed anonymous. Gewaldig. Rabbi said the Masala sponsored anonymous Hatzlacha bruchnius begashmius. Parnasa for the monthly sponsors, Parnasa Birevach for Baruch, Tzvi, Nissim, and Shoshana, Leah, ActualEyes in honor of Duvie, Merkin of Eastern Union, all the Silver Spring daffersEli Dyckman for the Refuah sheleimah of Tinok ben Rivka. Sponsors of the week, anonymous, Adir, Rondon ben Ila Sarah, bzchut החזקת לומדי הדף, Yiska, Meher Refuah sheleimah, and Baruch. What are you getting all excited about over there? It's Yerushalayim. I'm also very excited about that. Oh! That's geschmack. It says on the thing what it is. Because we had a screen with 6-7 places. Very nice. Gewaldig. Lutsk. I said this already, right? Attinuk Adir Ronnah and Ilana Sar, bzchut החזקת לומדי הדף, Refuah sheleimah. Eli Refuah sheleimah from Moshe ben Nitza. Lakewood Central Jersey, MDY family, Leah Nishmas HaBocher, Duvie Handler, Shalom ben Yibel Chaim Tovim, Reb Moshe, son of a dear friend and fellow Lakewood MDY, and Leah Nishmas HaBocher, Chaim Zelgay Burl, Shalom and HaBocher, full family of Shalom, anonymous, in honor of Dark Svardi. Wanted to donate Gemara, maybe we shouldn't say it anymore. In honor of Mark Ashkenazi, I wanted to donate Gemaras, but this is the first link I see. Daily sponsors, Kobe Neti Moses, Lili Nishmas, Frumit Bas Avram, Yaakov Salomon, Allah Shalom, on a yard side, 4th of Sivan. Anonymous with the safe return of all the hostages, and for sheleimah l'chol choyli am Yisrael. Anonymous, for sheleimah for Moshe ben Frumit, Rochlin bat Chayona, Yafa bat Modoram. Anonymous, for sheleimah Tinok ben Chasirus. Innovations, Chuz for Fishel, Chonon, and Akiva, Rivka, Mrs. Stefansky, Ardemont, for sheleimah. What do you say? We just up the daily to $500. We'll up it all and I'll just have less people. I'm serious. It's like a 6-minute thing now. Arda the mother before sheleimah for Yonatanate and Ben Beshava Bruch. Where's Yonatanate? I'm supposed to be here. Hey! Voch. Hold on, I'll get my thing here. I don't do this very often. I really didn't see him. Voch Tzadik. How are you? For sheleimah, you should feel good.
Did you make a bruchah?
Yeah. Rabbi, everybody together over here. Refuah sheleimah for Yonatanate ben Besheva Brucha. For Bzchut rebellion and the whole MDY staff that continue to make Torah so enjoyable. So many in honor of Yossi Klein and Mark Ashkenazi for all the work they do. Rabbi, say unbelievable daf here. This shocked me when I saw this halacha. If you guys in the back over there, there's no talking over here. Sorry. When you get you're on a bus. When was the last time anybody here was on a bus? You're on a bus, and all of a sudden, the Rav's wife gets on the bus. Do you have to get out? Do you have to stand up for her? Say no. You have to stand up. Do women get up when the Rav's wife walks into that zinashim? Do the women get up and shul? No, they don't. Are they supposed to? Huh? What would you do if a chashva lady walks in there, the wife of a tamchal, my chavrusa's wife walks in there, what are you going to do? You going to stand up? Huh? It's not the minig. It's a chiv deraisa. Minig goes before chiv deraisa. According to a lot of Rishonim, it's the chiv is deraisa. At least, the least it's a chiv derabbanan. Nobody says you're not supposed to get up. I never see people do it. They don't know. They don't know. They didn't learn the daf. You have to go. You have to learn the daf. Those guys in the back who came just for this. You want to come for the whole shir? Come in. Take a gemara. Do we have a seat for them? Maybe. There's not an official seat. Can't sit over there. Past this line. Sit over there. There's a seat over there. Right over there. Come sit. Come Tzadi. Where is he? They left? No, guys, there's a chair. There's one extra over here. Sit over here. And I saw they took out a seat where you're sitting. What are you doing? You doing Shnai Mikra over there? What's going on? What? Could you zoom in on this guy that's doing Shnai Mikra in my share? It's one thing to do in the middle of Chazal Shashat where Chaim Kanevsky says you're not Yoitza. But in the middle of a shir? Okay. So here goes. Another question I have. There's one Isser that I know of that if you do it on purpose, let's start from Shabbos. You Mechal Shabbos by mistake, what do? You bring a carbon. What Isser in the world you do it on purpose and you have to bring a carbon? Huh? Talking during Shir? Shevuos.
Also Thomas
I'm not sure about that. Okay, so let's see. Says the Mishnah, Givaldik. It's mamish exciting stuff today. Shevuos Eidus Noheges Ba'anoshim. We had the Mishnah yesterday about Shevuos Bituy that it works by men, by women. Shevuos Eidus is the opposite of everything. Because it's testimony, what happened? Somebody tells you witnessed a car accident. You saw the guy run a red light. I need you to testify. I need you to come to court and testify. It's tens of thousands of dollars here. They're saying, I ran a red light. The other guy ran the red light. Come say Eidus. And you say, no, I don't know any Eidus. So says the Mishnah, it has to be something. It says in the Pasuk, V'hu Eid. You're testifying. V'hu Eid. So it has to be something that you're right, a woman cannot testify. Although today is a little different. The halacha says, there's a Ramah, that women in certain situations could testify more than what the Gemara says. It says like women in a girls' school or as a snashim in a place that men don't go, different things that women could be made. It applies to people that are not related, because if you're related, once again, you're not an aid. Big sheir psulim. It can't be somebody that's pasal eidos. Whereas Shevuos Bitu, Shevuos Shav, we saw it could be in somebody that's pasal eidos. Somebody who's a ganav, as we're going to see, or a gambler, cannot. This Shevuos eidos doesn't apply to him. What does it come to add? The Gemara is going to say it comes to add either a king or a gambler. When a person says I do not know Eidus with his own mouth, he swears I don't know Eidus, so it doesn't matter even if it's outside of Bezdin, that is going to be the Shita of Rebbe Meir. Bezdin, Acherim, as we're going to see, doesn't really mean he says Amen or anything. It just means somebody else is swearing for him, chayiv, until you deny it inside of Bezdin, Duvie Meir. Chacham say that everything needs to be in front of Bezdin, even Atzmai. Even when you do it on your own, you have to be in front of Bezdin. Because that's Be'etzim, the Pasuk. The Pasuk talks about Bezdin. So we shall see. Here it says that you chayiv, even if you do b'mezid, you chayiv a carbon. V'al shigiyasa im zdoina edus. V'shkoilu. You remember what the shaygig was over here? What was the shaygig? Anybody remember what the shaygig is? What was the shaygig? Huh?
He has a carbon. He has to bring a carbon.
Oh, the carbon. He doesn't realize it's a carbon. Shoyig typically means you don't know that there's an isser. Over here he knows. He's very, very aware that he's saying a lie. He knows that he knows testimony. He could testify. He doesn't want to testify. He's lying on purpose. A peladik chidush, but he doesn't know that he have to pay $500 for the carbon. That he doesn't know. So Meila, that's the Shaykh. That he's testifying specifically. I know the Eidos, he knows in his head, he knows everything is good, he knows that's also. He doesn't realize that you have to suffer a carbon. That's the Shaykh. So according to Rashi, he just simply doesn't know that he witnessed it. He thought he didn't, and he did. A real mistake. He made a mistake. So in that case, you're not chayev. What do you do if you deliberately lie and you don't want to testify? Carbon oil of you have to bring a carbon oil of Says the Gemara Benani, how do I know that women are puzzle eidos? And they're not puzzle eidos. Puzzle for Shevuos eidos. That in Shevuos eidos, if you ask a woman to testify for you and she says no, she doesn't have to bring a carbon, she's not in this whole parasha. So what's good is that we get 30 lines of freebie. Super easy Gemara, very repetitive and easy. That's what I'm telling you today is Gishmak Ma'oid. Says Gemara, Va'amdu Shnei Ha'anashim. So let's take a look at this pasuk now. Just read simple Hebrew. Va'amdu Shnei Ha'anashim, and the two people stand, Asher Lahem Ariv, which they have a fight, Lifnei Hashem. So who's the Shnei Ha'anashim referring to? It says Asher Lahem Ariv, they have a fight. So we're talking about the two Balidin, the litigants. Says the Gemara, no, you didn't read the pasuk well. V'amdu shnei anoshim, period. These are talking about the witnesses. Asher lo mariv is talking about the litigants. You're right, Asher lo mariv, but it's not. It doesn't go together. That's the Gemara's first thing. V'amdu shnei anoshim be'edim hakasim medaber. We're talking about edim. So if we stop right here, that wipes away women because women can't be made. So that's it. So they're not in this parasha. V'amdu shnei anoshim mariv. Fine. It seems to me, I just read it seems to me we're talking about the litigants. Look what it should say. Take a look at this chart for a second. It should just say, Va'amdu asher lohem ariv. Why does it say Shnei Anoshim? That's a little extra, says the Gemara. So these two words, Shnei Anoshim, referring to the Eidim. And if you'd like to say, you'd like to answer me, so anytime the Gemara does that, the Gemara says, what do you mean Nafshecha? What was your big taina? So that we're going to say soon. Well, so if you don't like this, I have a different source. Over here it says, then the famous pasuk of Al-Pi Shnei Eidim or Al-Pi Shlosh Eidim. Obviously this is talking about who? Eidim. Shnei goes together with Eidim. So too by us, Shnei Anoshim, Shnei is talking about Eidim. What was your big question? It should say, take a look at this, it should say, right here. You see that little vav before the Asher? If you're telling me it's a different sentence, period, and then it should say, and another two people. It's 2 plus 2, not 2. In fact, it doesn't have a vav, it shows that it's not a continuation. The whole pasuk is talking about the litigants. So that's why I need the 2 psukim. Great. So we did it once. Now, if we're talking about litigation, so I want to tell you a couple of mices here. There was a story that I once said, I probably said it more than once, about a guy who survived the war, and he became very friendly with 2 partners. And these 2 partners, they were also mechutanim. Their children married each other. And the survivor had some nice money, and he told these 2 guys, I'm giving you both the money, and he signed off documents, and that was it. After he died, one of the partners, one of the chutanim, he did some shtick, And he signed everything off to himself. He got the lawyer, in cahoots with the lawyer. They signed there's a new will right before he died. The guy said he doesn't want to give it to you. So he goes to Rav Vazna. And Rav Vazna said, listen, you can make a hold entire here and you probably will win. You have a will. I advise you, since you're partner, since you're mechutarim, be mevater. We're talking about $3 million vitur. $3 million vitur. The guy said, okay, I'm a Kabul Rebbe, I'm a Kabul. He took the shtar, ripped it up. He didn't want to have anything to do with the shtar. And he pretended that nothing happened. He kept on inviting this guy, talking to this guy, having the Rebbe. He says that he saw a tremendous Hatzlacha in his business. He was paid tenfold. He once made a $30 million deal, whatever. A guy comes over to me, a guy that I became very friendly with through the shir. And he told me, you know, after you said that story, it hit me. I have the same story in a Yerusha in my family. I was mevater. I'm like, what do you do? I just said a story. I didn't say you should do it. Some people, they're good people and they're mevater. So I had a personal story. People that know, just a couple of years ago, I had a terrible story. The worst thing that ever happened to me probably in my life with another frum person. And the way it was looking, I spoke to different lawyers and everything, I could really destroy this guy. Destroy him. And every day I sit down and try to prepare shir. It was just like 3 years ago. And as I'm learning, this guy that I'm so upset about, was crawling on my Gemara, like between the lines. I saw this guy walking and just like flicking him away, and then 2 minutes later, he'd come back. I couldn't concentrate. Mamish, the whole, and I had to make a very tough decision. And my family was very upset at me. My sons, I remember them I called up my lawyer and said, I'm done. I'm not suing, I'm not anything. I'm finished, I'm out of here. I met with the guy and he didn't even ask mechila, nothing. I said, on condition that I want to meet with him. I want to look at him in his face and ask him why he did this to me. Of course, he couldn't come up with a good answer. No, nothing. So I want to tell you that the moment I made that decision that I'm done with him, I'm done with this whole lawsuit or whatever, I started concentrating. He basically was living rent-free in my head, and it wasn't healthy. It wasn't healthy. Yeah, I could have done, and this and that. It wasn't kedai. At the time, I made the decision. Till this day, when my family talks about it, I said, "What was going on? He's out. He's gone. I need to prepare. I need to, any other people walking around my Gemara is not good." And that's it. Okay, fine. So once in a while, even times that you think that, it's kedai, not kedai. Now, there's one of our editors are here. One of our editors who's here knows this guy very, very well. And I spoke to him last week, and he told me I could say the story if I don't mention his name. So I'll say the story. I was close to this guy, and he had a big property over here that was under his name, and a lawyer, whatever, took it away from him. Mamish, that's what he claims. I didn't speak to the lawyer. Hear from him. He has a lot of money over there. So he put up a whole fight, big fight, sue the guy. And eventually the guy said, okay, I'll give you a couple $1 million, just walk. He said, no, I want it back. You're a ganav, I want it back. This guy, I'm not making this up, this guy lost his wife. His wife divorced him. His kids stopped speaking to him. He lost his house. He lost his health. He had a heart attack in Middle Manhattan. Everything, his life was over. I spoke to him now, a week ago. I said, Tzaddik, wasn't it kedai for you just to walk away? Forget them. He goes, yeah, but that's not my personality. I'm not gonna be mevater this guy. I'm still going after him, he tells me. Sometimes you have to be mevater for your own sake, for your own health. Zog the Gemara. Tanya yidoch. V'amdu shnei anoshim, beidim hakasim medaber. Atoime beidim, oyenam lebevali dinim. So it's the same thing Rabbi Yisai, we're doing a little chazara here. It says in the pasuk shnei anoshim, we can show the pasuk. The pasuk is talking about Yeredim. And if it's Eidim, it can't be a woman. It can't be Kroivim. Maybe the whole pasuk is like literally where it says Asher lo ha'mariv, we're talking about the litigants. Adir v'edim v'alidinim. Amart v'chi shnayim boim ledin, shloisha boim ledin. What, you can only have 2 people come to din. Sometimes the din Torah is 3-4 people. And sometimes Edim are also 4, but usually 99% it's 2 Edim. V'chi shnayim boim ledin, shloisha boim ledin. V'nach sheleimah, same lashon. But if you don't like this, so I have another pshat. Never kan shnei, v'nev l'alin shnei, malam beidim, av kan beidim. I'm going to learn shnei from shnei Edim Yakum I showed you before. What was your big question? You're going to tell me that this pasuk talking about a litigant. Never can shnei, malam beidim, av kan beidim. Tanya yidach, another one. Ba'am du shnei anoshim, tzid in the pasuk shnei anoshim. Be'edim ha'kasav v'daber. Pasuk is talking about Edim. Atovi be'edim, oyena lo v'validina. Maybe it's talking about, like the pasuk says, Asher lo emariv. Amarto. What do you mean? Why does it say men? Women could also come to the din Torah. As we're going to see in our Gemara, the Gemara brings a story too about women coming to the din. If you don't like this, we have the other ones. Back in the day, women didn't leave their house. It wasn't accepted that they should go out. So that's why it talks about, the pasuk is really talking about all about it. It talks about Lashon Zachar because that's the norm. Norm is that women don't go out. Mitzvah the balidinim sheyamdu. So it says, yeah, all rise. The litigant should stand. Oh, so we have to remember this machlokes. Do the litigants stand or not? Here, Tanakama says yes. I heard that they could sit. But what's the problem? If you don't want one to have an advantage by standing and the other one sitting, that's a disadvantage. You let one guy blabble away, and the other guy says, no, hurry up. That's wrong. You should do it with righteousness. Don't let one stand and one sit. One speak a lot. You should be dan, your friend lekavschos. Believe it or not, the Rabbeinu Yoina brings this as one of the assays. It's an assay in the Torah. You have to be dan lekavschos. Tell you a story I said on Friday, and I cried when I said it. I'm not going to cry now. So it's a story. I probably said it before, but it's a gedai to do chazara. There was a woman who, wherever she went, she would open up other women's pocketbooks and start looking around over there, little suitcase, look inside the suitcase. And it was very embarrassing to her family. Did she take stuff, not take stuff? It wasn't important. What are you going into other people's stuff? What are you doing? So one day, they kind of cornered her and they said, no, Mommy, tell us what's going on over here. What are you doing? You have enough money, everything's good. If you need something, let us, what are you doing? She said, in the war, when the war broke out, she had a baby, Chaimke. And when the Nazis came, she put him in a suitcase, and she put all her stuff in the other suitcase. She had gold, silver, diamonds, with all the stuff. She gets to the train stop where they're pushing all the Jews in with the dogs and the guns and the this. And they said, lady, what are you doing? You can't take 2 suitcases. So she had no choice. It was she took all her gold, all her silver, all the stuff in the suitcase, and she tossed it. And she took Chaim on the train. She gets on the train, and the train starts moving, and she needs to give him a little ear, so she opens up the suitcase to give him ear, and she sees the gold and the silver. She says, wherever I go, I look for Chaimke. Maybe he's in this suitcase, maybe he's in that suitcase. The idea is you never know what's going through a person's mind, what kind of trauma he has, what kind of this. Another quick story, I'll say it very quick. A guy comes to shul, and there's 2 children in front of him and the father, and these kids are rowdy. And it's driving him crazy. He's a serious guy, he needs to daven. And the kid is this, and he's throwing that, and he looks at him, throws a tissue. So he says something to the kids, he says, no, nothing. he tells the father, can you take care of these kids? No. After davening, he goes over to the father. He says, "Mam shel chutzpah, you destroy my whole davening. What's wrong with you?" So the father says, "The mother died 2 days ago, and I had nobody to watch them. So I brought them to shul with me." Oh, I know somebody. It's another ma'isa. One of my relatives built a nice house with an elevator. So you know the jealous people in the neighborhood. So the guy comes knocking on his door. He says, it's one thing you build a house. You build an elevator. What kind of shigas is this? What kind of? So he says, "It's nice to meet you. Thank you for the ha'ara. I really appreciate it. My wife has cancer. She can't make it up the stairs." Oh, okay. Kitzer, before you judge somebody else and you have all this kinna and all this stuff and all this tainas, we got to think, and it's a mitzvah deraisa. Having done it chavercha lekav schos.
You bring it down on Saturday night.
It's bringing it up. I'll bring it up soon. I'll bring it up. I guarantee you'll tell me by then. That's the a pro in a speech. He makes you cry, then he makes you laugh. It's all part of it.
Okay.
Honey Rav Yosef. But you bring me up. That's the ikar. It's not what you happens to you. Tony Rav Yosef, we're gonna go up in the helicopter. You set it up already. I'm sick of that. Every week I see him like, why didn't they pay him back? Tony Rav Yosef, b'tzedek tishmei avisecha, am sheitcha b'toyre mitzvahs. Here's a gevaldige kasha. You're all gonna fall for this. I know. Let's say this guy is a shtickle Russia in the neighborhood. He's a bad guy. He does bad stuff. He's over and stuff. Do you have to be down l'kav schus, such a person? He did something. Do you have to be down l'kav schus? A typical American. Who's a typical? What do you say? Of course you do, right? Of course. Wrong. You have to be down l'kav choiva. You didn't know that. You ask a typical American. Father, this. No, we have a Torah. If he's a good guy, you're down l'kav schus. He's a bad guy, you're down l'kav choiva. Now, I could see certain people saying, but he's a bad guy. That's what I was being. Okay, that's it. Fine. Sorry. Am shitcha b'torah mitzvahs. Who are you down l'kav schus? Ishtadl duni yafa. If he's with you in Torah mitzvahs, then you do l'kav schus. Interesting story. A Talmud Chacham had a din Torah in front of Rav Nachman. Shalach Rav Yosef, so Rav sends to him, Ula chavereinu, this Ula, Omiz bat Torah mitzvahs. He's great scholar, he's a big Talmud Chacham in mitzvahs. Omar l'may shalach, it sounds like, what, he's sending me that I should treat him differently? That's wrong. Omar l'mishra b'tigrei. Because this halacha that Talmud Chacham doesn't have to wait in line at the court, so I wanted you to know that he's Talmud Chacham. Don't make him wait. Inami l'shuda de daina. So shuda de daina. Here's a concept in Shas. We know shuda de daina means when the bezin is deadlocked, they can't come up with a solution. They do shuda de daina. So we have a famous machlokes Rashi and Taisus. Rashi says that the dayan could choose whatever he wants. Ini mini mini mo. Oh, you get it. Stam. Because he was nicer to him, whatever. Nothing to do with the entire. He says, no, you have to use your logic, not halacha, but your logical reasoning to say, you saw that he might be a shtickle, whatever it is, you have to still use. So what he said is, look, and then Taisa says, well, maybe the other guy was a Talmud Chacham, so I wanted the dying Rav Nachman to know that he's also a Talmud Chacham. Don't pick favorites based on how much they learn, because you should know that Ula is also a Talmud Chacham. Daf Lamed Amud Beis. Where are we? Hearing of the daf, can eventually see in honor of our sons Kalmo and Yisrael for learning Sanhedrin, Makis, and Shevuos with Rebelli. Dar Global making answering questions great again. MAGA. Anonymous in honor of Mark Ashkenazi. Enough said. Amarullah. Machlokes b'bali dinim. Avo be'edim divrei hakol ba'amidah. When it comes to eidos, you have to stand. If the litigants, we have machlokes, but not when it comes to the eidim. What halacha do we learn from this? Oh, here what Henach says, vayichulu. This is halacha we learn from here. That eidim must stand. Therefore, when you say vayichulu in shul, you must stand. According to the Gro, when you say vayichulu at home, you sit I guess he holds it's not edus. In shul it's edus. You testify to Hashem, so you have to bring another person. Say vayichulu. T'chsiv va'omdu shnei hanoshim. It's only by the deliberations. When the bezin comes with the psak, according to everybody, the litigants must stand. Yeah, I think in American court also, everybody says this, and then at the end, all rise, and then they give the psak. And then the guy faints and he falls, and they fall on the floor. Moshe sat, and then the nation stood. Machlokes is during the deliberations of B'shas Gmar Din. They were called Dayanim Yeshiva Ba'alidin Ba'amido. Why? The Eidim Kimar Din Damu. Eidim are like the end of the Din. Chsiv B'hu B'am Shnei Hanoshim. By Eidim it says Shnei Hanoshim. That's how you know they have to. Akiva start getting ready. Omar. Oh, the Visu de Rav Huna. I got it though. The Visu de Rav Huna have a law. Dina Kamid Rav Nachman. Rav Huna's wife had a din Torah and she went to the din Torah. Omar, and this is the halacha I was telling you before. Heichi navid, what should I do? I have to stand in front of her. This is the big concept in our sugya, that you don't want the other guys to lose his train of thought and to forget about the halachas he was saying, the different tinus he had. They see that this woman is chashav and the Talmid Chachamim stand up for her. All of a sudden, the opponent loses his edge.
He was dead and she ran his business.
How do you know?
That's what I learned.
Okay, you killed him for no reason, maybe. You're saying she's dead. Well, it's not so much she was dead, because then you wouldn't have the chiyuv maybe to stand. The Rishonim talk about it. Rashi says it here. Very good. Rashi says it. You're 100% right. Good point. Rashi says it. It's true. Omar, heichi navid. She is the wife of a Talmid Chacham. That's it. Omar le Shami. So he tells the Shamish, I'll show you this picture that Yoshi did here. Says, take a goose and throw it at me, and I shall stand. And if you throw it at me, I'm going to stand because of the goose, and the other person won't be so nervous. Come, bring it. Oh. Hold on a second. 1 second. I hope it did its tzrachim since Friday. It has to go again?
Dinner. Good.
Hold on. So on Friday we had a shtickle accident next to my Gemara. A little bit more than a shtickle. Hold on.
Well, you're in for it now.
Grab the swing.
Oh, you grab it.
Swing.
Okay. Wants to give shear. This is Myrdik. He doesn't realize that if he pokes my head, I got it, swings. Okay, good. We should really learn Torah with this guy. What should we learn? Oh. You go like this. Oh, shoot. You go like this. I'm scaring it. Okay, I don't want to scare it. Put the towel back down, please. Nicely. Okay. Poor guy. We gotta give it a little bit. This is a goose. This is what the Gemara is talking about. The Gemara is not talking about a duck.
A foie gras.
Well, how's he mood?
Much
better.
Yeah. It's that emotional manipulation.
Yeah. This is very good. Okay, I had enough of this Sarah Bel Chaim. It's good. We got the idea. This is pretty scary. How you doing? If it bit my nose during shear, it would make the news. It has like a lot of teeth.
How do you do it? I didn't understand. How do it
It went like this. Let's say Akiva's the dayan. Goes like that. Shkoyach. Shkoyach Akiva.
He sold his belt for like $1,000.
There's a thing here. Okay. Baruch Hashem. Akiva, do me a favor, like untie its legs or something, like be nice to it. It's a chasha. By the way, that goose is a gilgul of some Talmud, I don't know, some guy that he learned in yeshiva, this sugya, I don't know, he made fun of this, whatever. I have a riddle for the olam. A lot of people in Eretz Yisrael know this riddle. What weighs 5 grams but can lift over a ton? A giant Israeli cockroach in the Ezra Snashim. No, it just fits right in here. You know, you get scared, you jump. Okay. You know those flying cockroaches? You know that they fly, right? The Olam knows that they fly? Yeah, okay. What is it called in Madagascar? What is it called?
Called Chalmers.
All right. What do we do with this woman at the end of the Din Torah? Okay, in the beginning, fine, I could stand like this. At the end, the dayan has to be sitting, she's standing. But what do I do? She's a Eishes Talmud Chacham. How do I deal with it? It's going to be, I really would like to see this. I would like to see Eishes Talmud Chacham come in. I guess if my Chavrus's wife walks into my, I said Talmud Chacham. If she walks into my house, I have to stand up, and she's going to think I'm crazy. But that's how I have to be Mekayim this mitzvah. I've never done it. Just what?
You couldn't have arranged that?
Oh, that would be nice, actually. Have her $1 million. I would give her if she wouldn't do it. $1 million. She's a tzenua shebet tzenuim.
I want to tickle.
Yeah, exactly. I said Eishes Talmud Chacham. Okay, the Yosef Kiman the Shori Masani. You know how people go like this? They do a little lift. So what is that? That's like as if you're tying your shoe. You're bending over to tie your shoe, so your back lifts up, and that's enough. That's the cover we're going to give her. In other words, I'm standing up for her, and a lot of times the Talmid Chacham walks into the room. You don't like stand up malay kamasa. You do a little bit of this. He realizes that you gave him the cover, and that's it. So she'll realize that. By the way, I saw something with the goose. That she was smart enough, I think maybe Tais was saying it. Yeah. Here, Tais is saying it. That she realized that it's a trick. So she got the covered, whole, I don't know whatever the cheshbon is. Okay, fine. You say a couple words, you go like this as if you're tying your shoe, and you do the Gemara din. You have two opponents. One is the Talmid Chacham, one is the Amaritz. So first, this is a very big chiddush, Rabbi Isai. Why? Because Kavod Torah, and we're mamish erev Shevuos. Kavod Torah is number one. It overrides, as we're going to see, the mitzvah to stand in Bezdin. So Kavod Torah, you tell the Talmid Chacham to sit down. Once you tell the Talmid Chacham to sit down, then you tell his opponent to sit down also. Otherwise, we have a problem. They want to stand, they want to sitting. That's wrong. So they both sit. V'ikoi, and if the Amorit stands up, less limbo. Okay, it's fine. Says the Gemara, Rab Baruch Refuah dino kameder papa. There was an entire so he told Rab Baruch Refuah to sit down because he's Talmid Chacham, and they also let the Amorit sit. Also, Shliach the Beidina, I love this. The Shliach the Bezin comes, Botash Beigem a gezunte kick. Get up, what are you doing here? This is great, Rabbi Isai. This is going to get your mood going over here. Now, don't ask Kashis on AI that this is not Amoritz, right? So, Lamaisi kicks him with one foot, and you'll see in a second. It's a little bit of a stira in the pain that he has, but here goes. Is the Amoritz sitting in the Bezdin? I had a lot to know from this. Here we go. It looks like his knee is just fine. Maybe he did get him a little bit on the left knee. You don't realize a little bit. He's like, he's horsing around there. Okay. Botash beivuk milam aretz. He got the Amoritz going. And Rav Papa didn't say, after the Shamish gives him a good kick, he doesn't tell the Amar, sit. Hey, how can he do it? But the Amar is going to lose his thoughts. Because Rav Papa is saying, the Amar will say, look, the Rav Papa told me to sit. It's this crazy gabbai that doesn't like me. Okay, but as long as the Rav likes me. If two people, a Talmud Chacham and a Amars, have a din Torah, they leak them to Rabbanon, the Talmud Chacham don't show up early. Why? Because it looks as if he has an in over here that he was sitting already beforehand and he gave over the din Torah. There's a little bit of a shayla. Shamshi, you're going to appreciate this one. What if a person is a Safek Talmud Chacham? Do you have to get up for him? Huh? Anybody? Safek Talmud Chacham, do you have to get up for him? Safek D'Rabbanan L'Kula. Okay, very good. You're close. And I said Safek D'Raisa. You almost got it. Safek D'Rabbanan L'Kula. Okay, fine. Anyway, Zog the Gemara. Those who understand. If he doesn't have a chavrusha shaft with the dayan, then it's a problem. If every day he learns with him at 11, he showed up at 11, so then his baldin comes in. See, it's too bad. Less lambo. I have a chavrusa over here. I got to learn with him. So that's why I was sitting early. I love it. To me, I don't get this whole Gemara. I have a big problem with this, but okay. It's like the story, reminds me of the story, and I say it to my neighbor every day. This guy comes to Rav Gifter, Zechron Levracha. I think they said about Rav Gifter, they said about this and that. Rav Gifter, okay? He says, him and his wife come, they have a big problem. The wife says, I asked my husband to take out the garbage, and he doesn't want to take out the garbage. So no, why didn't you take out the garbage? It's a pasnisht. What do you mean? I take out the garbage. I learn in Koil all day, I'm going to take out garbage. So he tells the wife, he's right. There's a taina, good taina. The next day, knock on the door. It's Rav Gifter. I'm here to take the garbage. He took the garbage and brought it. So every day when I see my neighbor taking out the garbage, I call him Rav Gifter. So it's Rav Gifter. Okay? So over here we got a problem. V'zila be milsa. It's a pasnish for this person. I'm going to go and testify about a traffic accident and a this and a that. I'm the gola dar. You chap how much Ruach HaKodesh I have and this and that. I'm going to go now to deal with these small things. Loy lazel, he shouldn't go. We saw a similar thing. If a person finds a bicycle in the middle of the street, so Rashi says over here real quickly, it's very, very important, this halacha. If a person finds a bike in the middle of the street and he says, listen, it's beneath me. I'm Golad Dar, I have a whole community. I'm a Rebbe of 10,000 Hasidim. I'm gonna start walking in the street with a bike. So it depends, says Rashi. If it was his own bike, he found this child's bike, and he just keep on walking and ignore the bike because it's a pasnish, then he could say it's pasnish when it comes to Hashavas Aveda. But if his own bike, he picks it up and he makes sure nobody sees and he runs. So then you have to do the same thing with somebody else's bike. So Memela, if I don't want to testify, it's the same thing. If you wouldn't do it for yourself, you don't do it. How do you believe in Mamayna? I'll be surah, you believe? I can't believe this, but the Gemara says there are people that would say, listen, this woman, says Rashi, needs to get married, she's an aguna, but it's a pasnish for me. I'm the chashiv. I should go and testify in court about I saw her husband dying. So no, you're mechuyev too. And chachma, I'm saying there's people that would say I don't want to go to Bezin and help this woman out. And chachma vein tfuna. What?
It's the other way around. He has AIDS, so she's also married.
What do you see there? Okay. And the other way around? No, both are not good. I'm just saying, what was the Havamina, okay?
If she's still alive, she's not allowed to. So it's a problem. That's the that's an issur. To be matir is not an issur.
So you're saying that you don't have to go to Bezin to be matir? No, no, I'm not makabel what you're saying. And chachma vein tfuna vein eitzel neged Hashem. Kol mokoim sheyesh bo chil Hashem. It's not a chil Hashem. And chalkim covered the Rav. I disagree with you. Rav Yema, I hope you're wrong. Rav Yema have a yodel isadus lemazutra also coming down meimar So it's a little confusing, the names. Rav Yemar and Ameimar and Mar Zutra. Okay, so this is 3 Talmid Chachamim. So you had everybody sit down. You should stand up, they're Eidim. It's an assay for Eidim to stand up. Why it says Shnei Eidim. But also it's an assay to be Mechabed Talmid Chacham. What's the assay to be Mechabed Talmid Chacham? The famous Gemara, as Hashem Elokecha Tira, he used to darshan all the S's in the Torah, and also he comes to this, and how could you have something in addition to HaKadosh Baruch Hu? So Shem Shkibalti Schar al Drisha, Kach Kibalti Schar al Prisha, and then until they came and they told him, as Hashem Elokecha Tira, the Rabbis Talmid Chacham, you have a chiyuv. So Meila, a Talmid Chacham. Should we stop over here? I guess it's almost Hebrew share. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. So in Mela, they had the Talmid Chacham sit by Eidos, even though the Torah says to stand. It's pasuk against pasuk, and Torah wins. Cover that Torah. Rabboisai, have gewaldige Voch, a good night, and tomorrow, Beis Hashem regular. On Shevuos night, 12 o'clock English, 1 a.m. Hebrew.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at mdydaf.com.